But did you know that more than 2 million Muslims from India joined the British Army to fight against him?
But it's not the same now, is it? I don't see that union. I don't see that unity between us anymore. There is no unity between us. Look, at the end of the day, the big gap between us is this, yeah?
The big gap is the colour.
I don't care about colour.
I think so.
No, I don't give a shit about your colour, man. Well, that's funny, because I own tattoo studios. Yeah, I'm 55.
Okay, I'm almost 50, right?
Listen, I've got business partners who are Sikh. Yeah, okay. And they don't like Muslims at all.
They love Muslims. Okay.
No, my Sikh partners who work in the temple don't like Muslims at all.
You say a lot of things. Let me answer that question now. In Pakistan and India,
I know when it's split.
It's split into two parts. Not Punjab. Okay, yeah. So the Indian government were persecuting Sikhs.
Yeah.
And the Muslim government, in fact, the Pakistani government, they opened the doors to the Sikhs to let them enter into Pakistan.
Yeah. Right. Let me just tell you something. You know when all these riots just happened?
Yeah.
People were messaging the pages to all different people, the Sikhs and the Hindus, saying, when it kicks off with the Muslims, we're on your side. We'll fight them all day long because they don't stand for what we do. And the problems they've caused. Now, listen, you can believe me or not.
Remember that people say a lot of things.
Listen, the Sikh people, I live here, in the row I live in, right? I've got Sikhs next door to me, I've got Hindus next door, and they hate Muslims. They absolutely hate the Muslims. Why?
I don't know why they hate them.
Why do the Muslims hate you? Why do the Sikhs hate you? Why do the
I live among Sikhs. Where I live, there's mosque.
I'm just telling
you, and we work together in harmony.
I'm just telling you where they are. This is a truthful conversation. It's not people who go, "I'm your friend," and then walk away and say something different.
Mark, I go to a mosque where there's Muslims there, and across the road there's a Sikh temple.
Okay, but like I said, when I see you lot calling your own people out, then I would be a bit more comfortable.
I told you we haven't got a voice.
You have got a voice.
We haven't.
You have.
Not like the media and like the big channels and the newspapers and
stuff. You've got Keir Starmer sticking up for you lot every day.
I don't think so.
Oh, come on, buddy.
I don't think so.
Come on.
No.
So a man burns a Bible and throws stones at a Mother Mary statue, right? This is a Muslim man.
Remember that?
With a woman outside the church. Hang on.
These are human beings
that
we have no control over.
They didn't go to prison. A man burns a Quran of his own. It's his own. It doesn't belong to anybody. He goes to jail.
Look, Mark, I think the most important thing is that we don't control people. No. You don't control them, I don't control them.
I just think
you come from a community of Christians that have their own black sheep. I come from a community of Muslims that have their own black sheep.
Look, I know in the Christian communities, in the Christian, Catholic communities, there's bad things, right? And when you see, like vicars, right, so you might not agree with me this, right? When a priest comes out and says, I'm gay, right, I'm offended. All right, you are in the house of God. That's not what he stands for. I don't care what the people say. I know this might sound a bit homophobic. It's not. It's my view. All right. I believe that when you're in the house of God, then you do what God asks you to do.
Yeah, okay.
You don't choose what the Bible tells you and doesn't.
Yeah.
When they come out and say, "Oh, well, I think," like the lady the other day, it's so maddening. She stood up in the parapet and she said, "If Jesus was here, this is Jesus. He would be a proud trans man." I wanted to say to her, do you understand how offensive that is?
Yeah.
That's to you as well as me.
Yeah, of course.
Because he was your prophet.
That's right, yeah.
This is what I'm saying. But we're not allowed to say that now. No. Because if I say that, I'm homophobic, I'm offensive, so I go jail for that. But aren't I right?
Well,
I am right. Come on, I am right.
My brother, look, all of the things that you mentioned right now, it all comes down to one thing, all right? The barriers of ignorance is what causes hatred.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if you have people that have a lot of wealth and a lot of fame and a lot of power behind them, and they're focusing on moving a herd of people towards a hatred towards a certain type of people, then they have the ability to do it.
Of course.
But you have
the media.
But you have the mind that God has given you, and you can choose and see and speak to people. And you know what? Why don't you go into a mosque? Why don't you go speak to the imams?
I've been in a
mosque.
mosque.
Speak to people?
I went into a mosque. Last time I went into a mosque, it was, let me think of where I was at the time. I was in Birmingham. I went in there and the guy that was in there ran a 14-year-old little boy over in his taxi, killed him, name was Chris, killed him, dragged him for 70 odd yards down there, and instead of doing anything, he left him to die in his school uniform, and then his Muslim friends took him to a car wash, they jet washed and tried to hide it all. Then he went back in the mosque like he's a religious man.
Yeah.
And I walked into the mosque, and I said to the man, you killed that kid, right? And you were a bad person, you left him to die, you could have saved him, and then you come in here with all these others, and then you pretend like your God's going to forgive you. I said to him, you're a bad man. And all the kids were in there, and I said to the little kids they were preaching to, I said, see this man? This is a bad man. Whatever he teach you is bad.
I'm telling you now, yeah, there are people who are higher in status. For example, the Dutch MP, right?
Yeah.
He was out to wipe Islam from his country, all right, and Muslims.
Yeah.
So he said that I ordered a copy of the Quran because I want to expose the Muslims. I want to expose Islam, how evil it is, all right. And then he read the Quran in his language, and he said, "This is not the book of the Muslims. Give me the Quran, the book of the Muslims." And he was told, "This is the book of the Muslims." You know what he said?
What?
If this is their book, they don't follow it. Isn't that the case?
Agree.
Isn't that the case of every community?
I agree.
The Christians, the Jews, the Muslims. Isn't it the case?
Sometimes I want to say to people, you can't hide behind a religion.
Yeah.
And this is what they do. But
You
you
think that
need you people. Like, if I was in a community and I had loads of Christians who did bad things, I'm gonna step aside and say, listen, you don't represent me, you don't follow me, go.
Yeah.
But I never see that from the Muslims.
But we don't have that media to
But you do. You do. You have,
My brother, we do.
like now you could, you know, I'd be like,
I'm telling you now, I've been to many mosques, many imams, and many videos I've seen where they come out and they're condemning acts of criminality from any race or religion or culture. Right? And this is what we believe collectively. We don't allow it to happen.
all I say is, in my eyes, so basically I moved to Coventry because I lost my little boy from cancer. My 3-year-old died, yeah?
Okay,
my wife's over there, 4 days before it's their birthday. I believe he's with God now, okay? And when I die, I'm going there. I'll be with my son again, yeah? I don't drink. I haven't had alcohol for 24 years. I don't smoke. I don't take drugs. I have 4 businesses. My daughter's there, rescue birds and animals with me. We're licensed by the government, yeah?
Absolutely.
But I believe when a bad person's a bad person, you have to call that out.
Of course you do.
Do you understand what I'm
with
saying?
you. I'm with you, my brother.
This is what I'm saying.
I
That's
told you
what I tried
that
to say to him. I'm not saying all Muslims. What I'm saying is I never see from the Muslims a condemnation of something so bad. Like Hamas. Come on, man. Hamas are fucking terrorists, end of story, right? But listen, and so are Israel.
Look, I'm saying
I'm prepared to call them both out.
We condemn all acts of criminality.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't give it a name or a label.
Yeah.
All right? Anybody who does any criminal activity, and it's clear it is, we condemn it. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's a universal rule that
I
applies
think
to
the
everyone all
only
around the
thing
world.
for me is children.
Yeah, of course.
You can't marry a child under the age of 16 in this country, full stop. And if you do,
Actually, 18, I think.
you need it. Yeah, wait, you need a problem. You've got a problem.
It's
You've
18
got a
actually.
problem. When you're in another man's country or you're in their laws, you follow their rules.
Yeah, well, every country has different laws.
Yeah, I know. People are, but I agree that if you touch a child, there is no going back.
No.
There is no God that's going to forgive you.
Whether you touch a child or another woman,
Yeah, there is no child. There is no God.
that is something that is looked down upon as a major sin where you will go to hell for it.
So this is a question I asked someone before, right? This is where I come from, right? So I'm walking down the town because I own a business here. Yeah, I went for dinner with my wife, and there was a Muslim man sat, an old guy on a mat, and he had a sign saying he was hungry. Yeah, I went in Greggs and fed him, right? Not because I don't care what he is. He was a human being.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you know other Muslim people were coming out of Greggs and walking past him? Nobody gave him anything.
Yeah.
I wanted to say to him, this is your brother.
Yeah.
Why am I, the Christian guy, having to feed this man when you telling me you're a Muslim? If you're a Muslim, you would feed him, you would help him.
Well,
And he was elderly.
yeah. So my brother, Mark, what he did is a very good, kind, and generous act. But I will say to you this: we should not use the labels of our religions when we look at people. You look at that. You look at a human being, like you said. If someone does something bad, we don't call out his religion.
Listen, I'm like
You know
this,
that?
mate.
Well,
If
someone
you
does
were
it good.
on the floor there and someone was hitting you, I'd jump in with you. Because I don't care what you are.
Yeah,
I care that you're a human being and you would do the same for
Of
me.
course, brother, of
And
course.
this is how I am. But, you know, it makes me so mad when I see all these, like that one in Rotherham, all those little girls, man. And some of those
course it
little
makes
girls
you
are handicapped. They were
course
in
it
the back
makes
of their taxis and they were handing them around.
My brother,
And it's like-
if any sane Muslim person were able to get their hands on them, they would beat them, my brother. I'm telling you.
They
Now.
should. But they're still back in their mosques.
Look, I don't know what's going on there, whether they
They're
did that or
walking
did
around.
not.
They showed the guy shopping with his friends. They're walking
Why are they
around.
not locked up if they've been caught?
Well, because he can't be deported because of his human rights where he comes from.
So why is he walking around free?
Because he's out now. He's done his sentence. He's out. Now he's back in the community, walking around, going in the
No
same
way.
mosque.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Honestly, I watched.
There's no way they would allow that.
They're allowing it, buddy.
No way, man.
You don't have to believe me. Go up there and have a look yourself. I have family, and Rod, trust me, buddy, he's walking around the community with these others as if nothing happened. Because people are taking pictures and saying, there's the dirty fucker, and he's in Asda, there's the dirt. They're pointing him out, and he's with the same Muslims, and you think, what the fuck?
Well,
Guys, call him out. Tell him he's no longer part of you. God's not going to forgive him. What, having sexual handicapped kids?
Look, look, my brother, let me
These
tell
are
you.
vulnerable children.
I'm telling you something about our religion. Let me share something with you. Anybody who does a sin, all right,
Yeah.
and he dies doing that sin, God will not look at him on the judgment. Not even look at him. His destination is hellfire. We pray 5 times a day, right? All right. So the first question that's going to be asked to us is about our prayers. If we haven't prayed in a good manner, in a good way, and if our prayer hasn't made an effect on how we behave, how we talk, how we walk, right? Then we will not be asked about any good thing. Like if I was good to my parents, I'll not be asked about that. I'll go straight to hell. You know?
Like I said,
There's rules and everything.
I don't care what people are, what colour people are, I don't care. All I care about is decent people.
Well,
And when I see things like children, I get so angry. After losing my own little boy,
Yeah.
you know, I look and think, do you realise they're a gift? Children are a gift. They're not to be there to be abused by anybody who wants to say, I'm allowed.
Of course, well, and I'm with you on this one.
And Keir Starmer, why wouldn't he have a national inquiry?
I don't know what's going on with
They all
the
voted
politics.
against, even the Muslim men in the parliament voted against the national inquiry into the grooming gang scandal. Why? If you were a good person, you would sign and say, go ahead, let's get it sorted.
Brother, I've seen Muslim men who are signing petitions not to build mosques, you know. So I don't understand what's going on there. You know, what's going on in their head. Why
They
they
did
do
it though, didn't they?
why they do what they do? Yeah.
3 weeks ago, literally, voted against the national inquiry. Because the grooming gangs is massive, buddy. It's massive. And it's going to be outed. And I think that everybody should take it upon themselves to look at their neighbours closely and think, what is going on? And report every single person.
No, I agree with you. I don't think these days you can trust anybody.
But you've seen it, you know it's there.
Whether it's white, or black, or brown, or Christian, or Jewish,
Yeah.
or Muslim, or Sikh, yeah, you can't trust anybody.
No.
Everybody has their own black sheep amongst the community.
Of course they do.
And you know what? And unfortunately, it's getting worse. Yeah, it's getting worse and worse.
You know why? Because people are losing their way. People have lost their religion.
People are losing their mind.
How many Christians do you think
People
here
are losing
regularly
their
go to church?
No, people are losing their mind.
Yeah, of course they are. They become more evil and more
Yeah.
nasty. I've watched it.
They're too busy. Everyone from the age of like 10 years old watching pornography on their phones.
Well, as I say, my daughters are over there, 15 and 14 years old. They don't spend time on there.
Well, I'm
They're
telling
there
you,
doing
majority
birds
of them
of
do
prey.
though. Majority of them do. That's what they do.
Yeah, because and they're brainwashed by that.
Well, I seen on the news a few years back, the youngest mom and dad in the UK, right, 11 years old.
Yeah, I know.
I'm-
The
I'm-
country's lost its way. We need to get stricter.
So imagine these kids growing up now, how messed up in the head they're going to be.
Yeah.
You know? So this is what I'm saying, brother. All of these things we feel strongly about. We wanna eliminate them from our community. Yeah. And any act of criminality, I'm with you in trying to eliminate it, to remove it, and
Yeah.
whether it means like removing them from this country. You know, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll support you. But look, when it comes to religion, we shouldn't pin it on any particular religion. Because look, I'll say to this.
No, because every individual's an individual. I understand that.
So look, Jesus came with the gospel, right?
Yeah.
Now, if a Christian acts in a certain way, am I going to make him blame Christianity?
But it's
No?
like this, like Germany. Okay, you have Germany. The man, complete and utter idiot, goes around stabbing all these things, shouting Allahu Akbar.
Yeah.
Right, typical thing he's going to shout. Got his Quran on him, he stabs, he sits on a monument, he just sits there laughing.
Yeah,
He's
but
just
who
stabbed a
did
little
that?
girl. But I
Remember
want
this?
the Muslims to come out and say, you know what? In fact, mate, you're not a Muslim, and why you even got that book? That book does not
But
say.
they do that.
But we don't see it.
So look.
I haven't seen any march by the Muslims in Germany against what's happening. They don't. You know they don't. Where?
Let me share one hadith video, okay? The Prophet Muhammad said, peace upon him, he said, if anybody goes to sleep at night with a stomach full of food and their neighbor is hungry, he's not a Muslim. All right?
That's why I fed your Muslim friend.
Now wait, when they asked him, who is your neighbor? He said 40 houses in every direction. All right, 40
Yeah.
houses
Yeah, yeah.
in every direction. Now that person that's going to sleep hungry, it doesn't say what religion he is. Any religion, whether he's an atheist even, yeah? If he's going to sleep hungry and you haven't checked on your neighbors, then you're not even a Muslim. Can you imagine if that is the case for not feeding your neighbor? What about the one who kills, who stabs, who
If you kill one man, you kill the world.
Exactly. Exactly.
I know.
So you
I
know,
know. I know what it is. I
So,
know.
so Muslims, my brother,
Yeah.
just like Christians, just like Jews, just like every other religion, they're not following the books.
But like Muhammad said, don't cause to cause your own destruction.
Exactly.
Don't do it.
So you know these things, my
I
brother.
know all these things. I'm not stupid.
Yeah,
I've read the hadiths and
so why pick on like a certain individual and say the whole of the Muslims are like
But
this?
I never said that to him. I didn't say that. I said not all Muslims are the same, but I would
No,
like
we're
to
not.
see you come out.
Well, I'm with you, like I said. I'm
Yeah,
right
now
now.
we are because we're having a chance. But I don't see after there's a terror attack, the Muslims stand up and having a little march saying you are not with us.
Well, speak to Muslims then. Speak more to Muslims. You see,
I speak
we
to
don't have a
Muslims.
voice. That's my brother. And you know what? Like I said, they are like people who have no knowledge. They have little knowledge, and people that are crazy. And every community has them.
Look, we have them
All
as
right.
well. We have them. Of course we have them. But I'm not the sort of person to deny this. But the thing is, I see so many bad things in the name of Islam.
On
Constantly.
TV. On TV.
Constantly. Yeah, but
Exactly.
it's not just
I said
on
media.
TV. But you've got to remember
Okay,
that could be on YouTube, that could be on all of these
If there's no Facebook or TV or newspapers or radio, would you ever see it though?
No, you probably wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not there.
Of course not.
What I'm saying
Of course
is,
not.
it seems to be more and more and more.
Yeah.
Crazy people
Yeah.
in the name of Islam
Yeah.
killing and murdering
Yeah.
children. It's like, guys,
because you see that.
let me just tell you, right? They're not Muslims, they're cowards.
Exactly.
They're cowards, they're little children, yeah? If we're going to have a war, then have a war and face each other head on.
Look,
Happy bunny.
Even like Islam covers everything, all right? So
Yeah.
even when there's a battle and war going on, did you know that?
Interesting conversation, huh? But I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to tell him what I think as well. I'm not blaming all Muslims, but I see some bad things in the communities, like the child rapes and the paedophile rings and all that.
do you know
All
when there's-
Muslim men.
Do you know when there's do you know when there's
like
Let me put a question to you.
Statistics is not
If you
like-
have 24 Muslim men, which was in Rotherham, all raped tiny children, yeah? Okay. Wouldn't you think that one Muslim man amongst all of those would have a good heart and say this is wrong? But they didn't. They
They do
shared
remember that?
those little girls and those little boys, and you can't get away from
what's it got
that.
to
Do you know how many Muslims?
24 Muslim men.
What's it got to do with them being Muslim or being part of Islam?
Because what is your age of consent?
It's 18, isn't it?
No, it's not the age. That's not what it says
Do you know-
in the Quran.
do you know-
That's not what it says.
you
Tell me
know-
about puberty.
you know-
When they hit puberty, the age.
Do you know in Pakistan it's 20.
Tell me.
It's different in different countries.
Tell me about the puberty and the age of consent. I watched Ali Dawah in a park in Speaker's Corner saying that when a girl has had her period, she's now classed as a
Okay.
woman, she's ready.
Okay, can I answer that?
He
for you?
needs a bullet, doesn't he?
Can I answer that for you, brother? Mark.
He needs a bullet.
Mark.
You can't have sex
Mark.
with a child. You need a bullet in your head
Mark.
if you have a child
Mark.
sex. Correct?
Mark. Hello.
Yeah.
First of all, the age of consent is different for every country. For example,
Of course it is, I know.
there's a state in the US which is 12 years old.
12 years old. In France, there was 14. I know those things, but what I'm saying,
So what I'm saying to you, my brother, is that in Islam, there's no age of consent. There's age of marriage. All right.
Yeah.
Now a person. No, let me finish. So if a person has to marry someone, a woman or a man is to marry a woman is to marry a man.
Not a child, though.
There has to be they have to be an adult. All right, which means they're going to puberty. And second condition.
puberty does not make them an adult.
Brother, I know.
My daughter had her period at 13 years old. This is where we disagree. If
No,
you
no,
touch a girl under the age of
Let me
16,
finish.
there is only one thing for that person,
Let me-
that's a bullet.
Let me finish. Let me
That's
finish.
it,
Brother,
innit?
let me finish. Mark,
You know when it comes to this kind of things.
You can't touch a child.
Mark.
Of course, but I agree with that. But one thing I gotta say is that you don't judge someone based off of their religion.
No, but if you follow something that allows you to do that, then
brother,
you're a bad
my brother,
person.
you have a misconception. I said to you
Yeah, it's a
that the first thing.
What's a misconception?
Let me explain to
How
you.
old was Aisha?
Mark,
How old was
Mark,
Aisha when Muhammad married her?
Mark.
How old was Aisha when
Mark,
Muhammad married her?
Mark,
The age is
Mark,
not mentioned.
Mark, you mentioned.
Man, you know, I know.
Mark, you mentioned so many things.
I know, buddy. I'm not stupid.
you-
You can't twist around it. This is the only thing that messes your Quran up. When
Yeah.
you look about, I watched a program the other day where a man went in. This is a man 55 years old. This is a documentary by the BBC, who are more pro you than anybody, right? They
I
go
don't think so.
to
I
this.
disagree with
Hang
that.
on, they are. They've just done that Hamas thing, which was a complete joke, right? So he goes into a village and buys off these two poor people their 12-year-old little daughter for $2,000. A dirty old man, right? So what someone needed to do is get him.
And you
Take
think
the
that our
child.
Quran is teaching us this?
No, he was a Muslim.
And
They're a Muslim family.
and
Why would you sell your daughter?
You know what a Muslim is?
you just
You know what a
said
Muslim is?
What?
You know what Muslim means?
What?
A person who submits his will to God, and you can only do that if you follow the Quran.
Well, they don't then,
So
obviously, do they?
if he's not
yeah,
following
exactly.
the Quran, then
That's
he's
what
not
I'm
Muslim.
trying to say.
So buying children is not in the Quran.
No,
Of course
it's
not.
I'll give you the Quran right now.
I've got the Quran,
Yeah,
mate.
I'll give you this
So
one.
I just told him
Mark-
some of the
Mark-
things out in the hadiths.
Mark,
I'm not stupid.
Mark, I told
Not
you.
the Quran.
No, but they are teachings.
Mark,
The sayings
Mark,
of the Prophet.
Yes, I know what they are.
Mark, I told you. This is why that politician, when he read the Quran, he said the Muslims are not following this. And you know that.
Well, there you go then. If he's not following it, so all those up in Rotherham, them dirty fuckers up there, 24 of them, are not Muslim. They all need you lot to go and sort them out.
Brother, you know what?
Okay, if you look at the statistic nationally, it's
I know what you're going to
predominantly
do
white men
again.
that
And
are
there
doing
you
it.
go. You're going to do it again. I don't care if they're white men or they're black or Asian. They need a bullet. They've interfered with children.
go, and I agree with that.
you, yeah, but you don't. Because in Rotherham, I've just said to him, those dirty people have now got out and gone back in their mosque. All right, brother. He's not your brother. So tell people he's not your brother unless you agree
I don't,
with what he's done.
I don't get that. If they've been caught,
I'm telling
how are they back
go-
on the street?
Right, so he's done his sentence.
Yeah, but
He's
how-
now out. There was photographs the other day, the dirty fucker walking with another little girl around Sainsbury's shopping in his garb, all his little
I
whatever
can't believe
you
that.
wear.
I can't believe that happening. You know, seriously.
Man, stop denying it. I wouldn't
No, I'm
tell
not denying
you.
it.
Listen,
I
I have no reason
it's
to tell you if
unbelievable.
it wasn't true, because there's no point.
It's unbelievable.
But this is a
Then
man
as a
who's...
Muslim, you don't accept that kind of behavior.
Kick him out of your communities then. Start
Yeah.
showing people these things, because you
Then he
don't.
probably has been kicked out of his
The
community.
other day, a man in an Uber cab, sticking his hand up a little girl's dress. What do you reckon he was?
I don't know.
Muslim.
No, I'd say crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
But he had he had everything on still.
Okay,
his
but-
little thing in his
but why do you
window.
have to
There's little
label- why
Quran
can't you
hanging
label-
there.
Why can't
but
you label
that-
him a man? Why do you have to label him with a Muslim?
Because it seems to be prevalent in your community. Did you know there's
But-
people
but
in
the-
your
but-
own community
But
that
I
have
just
come
told
out?
you. But I just told you the statistic is predominantly more rapes that happen is from white men.
But we should be calling them out as well. I call them out, like the churches and things. They're fucking dirty.
So why not call them? Why not call them by
because
their religion?
listen,
They're Christians.
a man came
I
forward.
don't say that they're Christian
So a
rapists.
Muslim man and a Muslim woman came forward a week ago, a couple of weeks ago, and said there is a big problem in the Pakistani communities with rape and underage sex in their own communities. They say this with their own. These are honest, good people who come out and said there is a problem. So you tell me there isn't a problem in the Pakistani. Now remember,
I think there's a problem in every community.
no, see, there you go.
It's true, though.
You can never
I
do
think there's a
it.
problem with
Your-
every
what
community.
about the Pakistani community?
No,
Sorry?
remember that.
Do you think there's a problem in the Pakistani community?
I think there's a problem with every
No,
single
hang on. I believe there is one in the white community and in the. Do you agree in the Pakistani community there's a problem?
If it's been found out, then it
No,
is,
just
isn't it?
answer the question. Do you agree?
I wouldn't know.
Oh man, see you're doing it again. You know what the Muslims tend to do when I have a chat with you? You tend to skirt around what's important and then switch it with like, oh well, white people do it, Christians do it. We're not asking that.
And that's
What
not
I'm saying is
justification of-
condemn
that's
your
not-
own community.
No, we're
That's
not
not
justifying it.
that's not
Like I said to you, Mark.
Listen,
we
regardless
condemn-
of what you are, I don't care what colour you are, what religion you are. If you touch a child, you're a bad man.
Yeah, we
Right?
agree with that.
And if you marry a child, you're a bad man. And puberty and that kind of crap doesn't wash. All right? That doesn't mean she's ready for sex or marriage. I
Yeah,
watch
you're
tiny
right.
children having marriages to fully grown men.
Yeah.
That is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, so-
I agree with you.
And I'll say to you, if anybody believes that's their God, then their God is wrong.
No,
I'm a
told you-
Christian.
we told you-
Listen,
I'm a Christian, yeah? And at the end of the day, I would never switch to your
I told you,
religion because I
brother.
don't believe in your
Brother.
religion, right? And I've always said to people go, oh, well, Muslims take over. And I've always said, when we're ready to go to war, let's go to war.
But there's stuff in your Bible that's mentioned. That's not right.
The amount of Sikh people who have come to me
example,
over
your
all
Prophet
these
Lot.
riots, remember all the riots? The amount of Sikh people who live on my road, and you know what they've said? When we're ready to fight the Muslims, they said, we're with you, and so are the Hindus. Because we
that's fine, brother.
we hate the Muslims
We-
as well.
we're
This is other people.
We're
Why
not
do they
fighters.
hate you?
We're not fighters, by the
There's a
way.
lot of
Why do
propaganda
they
out
hate
there.
you?
There's a lot of propaganda out there.
Why do they hate you?
Because of TV and media.
What have you done in their countries to make them hate you?
Well, we bought a lot of
They hate you.
resources to your country.
They hate you. And that, but
Not
you know
really.
the difference between me and other people. I'm honest. I'll come to you and say, if I've got a problem, I've got a problem. I'm honest. I'm not the sort of person who goes, all right, and then
Yeah,
walk
which is
away.
Did you know?
Which is what we need. But
Do-
do you
do
know,
not-
honestly, the Sikh people in my area where I live, and I live with a lot of Sikh people, yeah, and a lot of Hindus, they can't stand you.
Okay, look.
Why?
Look,
Because of the
no,
stem hatred
no,
from
hold
the
on,
media.
hold on. Wait,
From the
Have you
media. It's
actually-
not just
I've
from
got-
the
I know
media.
a
Mark,
lot of Sikh
Mark.
people. They don't get along with the Hindus.
No, I'm not saying
that's
they'll
what
get along together, but they would
It's like a-
rather
it's like a free-for-all
they
if you
would
look about
rather
it.
get together
Mark.
and go against the
Mark,
Muslims.
Mark, can I ask you?
Not really.
Mark,
I'll
listen.
be honest with you. If you find out what's happening
Mark.
in the Indian country,
I've seen what's happened.
the Indian people, the Hindus, are killing the Sikhs and the Muslims are the ones that are protecting them.
We never had that.
So
in New
you
Zealand.
don't agree there's a problem with the Muslims and the
I
Sikhs?
haven't never had a problem with the
doesn't.
Sikh, and I'll be
Yeah?
honest with you, I got a lot of
No.
respect for them.
So what about up in the mosques in Birmingham? Remember, my partner's a Sikh in my shops, right?
Okay.
Tell me about the ones in Birmingham where there was a letter, right, and saying there'll be 10 grand reward if you could get a Sikh girl to convert to Muslim.
No, we ain't never heard that. Bro.
So you're telling me that's not true either?
I've never heard of that.
So one thing you've
Okay.
heard. You've never seen it. Have you seen it?
I saw the letter, yeah. I spoke to the Sikh lads. I buy and sell with the Sikhs. I've got business partners.
Okay,
what
so-
I'm saying
so-
to you is,
I've never
don't
heard
think
that.
everybody's on your side when there's so many bad things that you don't call out in your communities. You've got to come
Do you know
forward.
the population of Pakistan?
I haven't got a clue.
Okay,
I've never been there. I wouldn't go there.
It's 300 million. Okay.
I wouldn't go
Do
there.
you know how many Muslims there are in India?
I don't know.
More than there are in Pakistan.
Yeah.
They get along?
Well, they don't actually, do they?
No. I've met students,
Yeah.
okay, that come from India, and they're very good friends with Muslims.
To you, that will make people follow your religion. Do you know why? Because you are honest there, and I like that, and that's the first time I've seen that. So I've got ADHD. That doesn't make me a bad person to decide. Okay, so if he just said, look, I'm sorry, yeah, I forgot, it's different. But he said, no, I didn't say it. And you said, and you turned around and said, yes, you did. And I like that because you corrected him. Wait a minute, don't defend. He was a good man. This is a good man. This is a good man. You know the younger generation doing this one. I've seen this in other areas. When the Muslim gets confronted, they decide to get angry. If you get angry, you lose everybody's respect. It's true, isn't it? But how good is that when you can do that? That makes him a good man.
So then the father corrected it and they accepted it. So then look, then it's not a lie in the state. It would
you
be a
saw
lie.
it when I-
It would be a lie if he would not be corrected.
Okay.
But he was corrected.
He was
It's not a
corrected,
lie.
but what I'm saying is then because he was corrected, I watched his face change. Okay, I watched his face change. Because listen, we all don't like being wrong. But we all then, but I've noticed it many times when something's wrong, you get angry. When you get angry, you lose respect. Okay? And I don't care how many Muslims, listen to me, my friend. I just asked my little boy to be happy, okay? So it's 4 days to God's birthday. I'm a strong Christian, yeah? If we have to go to war tomorrow, there'll be nothing else to stop us. You understand?
You're the one who wants to fight the war.
No, do you understand that? I don't want you thinking our religion is weak because we have these people who are standing up in our churches and don't defend our faith. I do. I believe in my faith and I think it's strong. You understand?
You are here to justify
No, what I'm
You
saying.
are here to justify the war and we are nice. So be nice and relation leave.
Me and the man is nice, I'm saying.
Yeah, but leave the war and fighting the outside. No one is confronting you here.
But when you have people act in that manner, switch to angriness and things, you think, okay, so this is what you really think about as Christians.
Look, no, you made a mistake as well.
How do I make a mistake?
Because you didn't allow him to correct himself. You're thinking, you said, oh, you want to fight now, you want to fight now.
No. It was the way he did. You saw what he did.
You're a grown-up man, you are animating a young man.
You saw what he did.
You are a grown-up man, you should know better.
You're not going to get away with that. You saw what he did. That anger was there, right? That challenge was there, so I'm giving it back. What am I meant to do? No. Don't lie in the first. Don't lie in the first.
And I don't let you speak and jump in your face. Of course, you're an animal.
I don't care about your size. Your size doesn't bother me in this
So
life.
you did wrong. You did wrong.
In this life.
It doesn't bother me as well, but you did wrong.
I didn't correct him.
You got corrected.
And he didn't like it and he got angry. We saw that.
Because you're animating me and this is what you
I did. But listen, only because I didn't like the fact that when I said, you just said that and he went, no, I didn't. Four times I asked. 4 times I asked. Right, anyway, it's gone. But what I'm saying is you stepping in like that with the size doesn't mean shit. Absolutely nothing. I don't mean nothing. Nothing whatsoever. I don't care. I was having a good conversation with this man. And do you know what? Out of everybody here, the respect has to go to this man. You care about what?
about everything.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. And now you're lying. How do you know I don't?
No, you don't.
No, you are a liar.
Because the way
you
you're
are a liar.
doing it now,
You're lying. You're lying. Why you are lying? Why you keep on talking? I caught him lying. I caught him lying. Correct me. This is what you do.
Typical Ali Dawah.
No, this is what you do. This is what you have done for him. I'm giving you your own medicine. You are telling me how I feel and what my intention. You see my soul.
If we all get your own medicine, there'll be a problem with somebody,
You
eh?
see my soul. You see my soul.
I don't need to see your soul.
You're accusing people and you are a liar. You're standing and lying to us. You like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Got a problem with that? I'll have a problem.
Well, there you go.
Because I don't like the liars. I don't like liars.
Yeah.
I don't like
Look in
deceivers.
your own eyes.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Look in your own.
Yeah. I can see
I'm
yours.
not even
You don't
slightly
even have
bothered.
this. You
I
don't even
don't
have
even
eyes.
slightly.
You don't ever have eyes.
See how we argue now?
Because you are a liar.
This is the man that
Because you are a
will,
liar.
this is the man that will turn
You are a
everybody
liar.
against you.
Because you are a liar.
Have you finished now? Now go away. Now go away.
I'm not going to go away. What are you going to threaten me now? You're going to threaten me?
He's being an idiot.
You're going to use
You're a fully
lies?
grown man.
I'm showing you what you're doing to others.
Elder man in his
I'm showing you what you do to others.
What a clown.
I'm showing you what you do to others.
You're a clown.
So now
always
you're
be a
lying
clown.
and now you're insulting.
Fully grown man of your age and you
You're
represent the
lying.
Quran. You're the one who
No,
turns
I
people against
represent
it.
myself.
You'll be the one who turns them against it. If this man will bring peace, you are a
and
clown.
you're
Go
a
away.
liar.
You're a clown.
Liar calls me a clown.
Goodbye.
Who's the clown here?
You're an old
Who has the paint on his face here? Who's the clown?
Just time to go
Who
away.
needs
We
paint
were
on
having
him?
a good conversation.
Who's the clown?
Listen, you can't
Who's
start
the clown,
This
Mr.
is
Clown?
an old man in your community. This is an old man in your community. He's withdrawing his pension suit from the government and he's still carrying on.
I'm working hard.
Unbelievable. Good. Goodbye then.
You're a liar. You keep on lying. You're a liar.
I wound you up in his way. Yes, you did. You came back. You came back. You came back, didn't you? You came back. Worked on both of us, didn't it? Finished? Let's go. Yes, that's it. He'll let you answer. He will. Yeah, yeah. Hey, listen, we have
the same things
listen,
about
my friend, me and you had a good conversation. This man is
you.
just...
Telling lies. You telling lies to me about me.
Yeah, of course.
I
didn't say in this heart.
And you abuse it. But you don't want to admit.
Now listen,
You're
so
not
you're
a
the man,
young
you're
man
the
that
man,
admits it.
when you give Qurans out,
You
yeah,
say that
you'll
I'm
be the
on a
man.
benefit.
See, you can't
I'm on a
stop,
pension.
can't stop.
Is this true? So you're
So
lying.
it wound you up, didn't it?
No, you're lying.
It wound you up.
No, I'm just telling you,
It
you
wound
are the
up. I'll
liar.
give you a bit of
You
your
are
own
the liar.
medicine.
You are the liar for accusing others of lying.
I'll give him some of
That's
his own
your
medicine.
medicine. That's what you're getting. Do you like it?
He's still going up. I love winding up. You're so easy. You fight like a fish, my friend. I give you back what you gave me. And look at you. How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? You're my age. Oh, you're 55. So I'm actually older than you, but you have no
And you are
respect
a
for
liar.
that.
And you are a liar.
And you are too.
No, I'm not. Show me what I have, what I think I have lied.
Yeah, don't focus on something else. Do something good. This man was
I'm gonna show you what a liar you are.
this man
What a
will,
disrespectful
you're doing
human
it
being
again.
you are.
Oh, I'm a disrespectful human being now, am I?
Everything. He's lying to me about me.
I'm
He
a
doesn't even know me.
disrespectful human being. How do you know what I am?
Because what you did to me.
Yeah? I
You
just
lie
lost
about
my...
me.
I out loads
You
of
lie
people
about
out.
me.
Listen, you're a
You lie about me.
disrespectful. Go
You lie
away.
about me. I'm not even going to
Exactly what you represent. Exactly what you represent. Exactly what you represent. What a
You lie
complete
about
idiot.
me.
And I'm older than
You
you.
lie about
Go
me.
away. Grow up.
You lie about me.
You will learn in time.
You lie about me.
Listen. The thing is, hang on, now
And
you
he's
know,
lying.
I'm
He's
not
accusing
going to
people that he's lying. And then he's accusing others. And the other person at least has repented.
And no matter what we do, we can't get away from that. Listen, I don't love you any less than I love Christian. Because you're God's creation. As long as you're God's creation, I have to love you equally to anybody else. Everything's been thought like this simple. Yeah, and I'm a good person. But I do get... Yeah, but what I'm saying is, yeah.
You have a lot of misconceptions about Muslims, though, right?
Listen, I yeah, but if we stop, we don't learn anything, do we? Yeah, I know. I know things. I know narratives are made and people follow those narratives. What I'm saying to you is, it'd be nice if I don't know, everybody can come out together and say that's not what we're about. As in us as well.
Have you experienced this?
Yeah.
This is something that...
I just want to say one thing if I may. look, I forgive you.
I forgive you too. I do. Listen.
You did lie about
All right,
it, but I
okay.
forgive you.
But listen, and I take that back. But let me just say something to what I just said to you. I don't love you any less than a Christian. Do you understand? I have to be like God created you. I have to love you that way.
That's a hard thing.
But I don't love you any more than any Christian. I don't love you any less. Why would I? Why would I?
Definitely not more. But less probably.
But why would I? If we could argue, me and you could argue and fight all day long, yeah? But at the end of the day, like I said to you, we're going to go to God. And He knows everything, regardless of what we say. Right? So I'm sorry for what I said, right, yeah? And I'm not too big a man to do that, right?
Most Dawah's mostly the character. Mostly the character.
I'm passionate about my religion. I believe in God truly. I just said to him, listen, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, I don't take drugs. Yeah? I lost my little boy from cancer. Yeah? I believe in God. I want to go and live later. When I need to, I just want to go to myself.
No, you.
Not what some people
No, you just discussing it.
Religion, the love of prophet. You get this long people talk about it.
Yeah, I know. Obviously,
He's from military awareness. He hasn't been killed.
We have a problem now.
In Iraq.
But he's ours. With our
Almost like this is the
because of
You're talking about you haven't agreed to the terms that young girls.
now,
I don't know what he's doing.
kind of out of
He might kill people. You think that he's not going to go and do something for women?
would be fine if
Yeah, but you know, if you're
already married.
He isn't. They're not accepting of it. Probably right now.
So we can't blame Islam for someone doing this.
Look at the alcohol. I don't like alcohol. I hate alcohol, right? If it was banned tomorrow, it would be the best thing that ever happened to the UK. But the thing is, it depends what that entails. You understand what I mean? And it depends what restriction you're going to be on. You know, like free speech. We should be able to. I was saying the other day, I watched one where a lady, she may have had Mary out again. There was a statue of Mother Mary outside the church, and she stood there with a Muslim man, and they were throwing stones at her. And I looked and thought, why would you do that? Mother Mary in the Quran is just as important to you as it is to us. And it's like burning a Quran. Why would you burn a Quran? Why would you do that? Yeah, but
Protestants don't like statues and so on. There's other theological reasons.
I don't want to do it! I don't want to do it!
Why would I let you argue with Islamic law, God's law, against the law? I can argue that from everything. The only time that in Holy Land, Palestine, Jerusalem, fair enough, the only time that there was a peace, that there was coexistence,
before that was Zoroastrian.
before Omar ibn Khattab in the 7th century, in the 8th century, at the beginning of the 8th century, Omar ibn Khattab, he brought back 30 or 50 families, I forgot,
How would you, can I ask you something? How would you impose Sharia law, you're going to say I'm wrong here maybe, on your own community as well? Because, when I was in Birmingham, we used to go to a basketball and play basketball. And you're going to say, right, but there were a load of Muslims out there, they were selling heroin and all sorts from that basketball. And I used to look and think, isn't that against everything we taught? Making loads of money and all sorts. And I thought, if only with some, and he's selling this. I watched people in school uniforms buying this off them, yeah? I thought, do it.
We know the best public.
Yeah, because
We know in Indonesia, let's say, where they have certain sections, or in Saudi, where they have certain sections, the catch
you should be dealt with. I like the vice rules as well. I like the rules where it's like I wouldn't steal or something. I say to my daughters, but I also say to my daughters and my son, I agree. I agree with your law.
you know why you agree with it? You yourself make sense.
Well, it makes sense that I don't want the alcohol. I don't want my children to
Yourself, not because I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Between yourself, recognize the truth. You are it. So now you need to then ask yourself, why are the laws not like that? They don't allow these things. Yeah? If they don't make this sense, if they allow those things are bringing detriment to society. They are devils. And those are other ways of
Isn't it believed that alcohol is a demon? It takes over your body. That's what the Arabic one is.
the fool of a devil.
It amazes. I say to people, how do you get that drunk that you remember how to get home? Because the demon needs to know that you're safe to use you the next day, and to use you the next day, and the next day. And the only way is to keep you safe and get you. You understand when people go, oh yeah, I can't stand alcohol.
But see, the point here is that Islam is the only way of life that has put that into a law, legislated that protects you from the devil. The rest of it allows it. That's not true for Islam.
I know what you're saying.
So then we can look at Islam in a bit more complete than with a certain things, certain beliefs about
Strangest thing is, my son, who's 22, has a Quran. He's been reading it for a while. But he reads all religions, so the hadiths, did all of it, yeah? And he said to me yesterday, and I got to tell you because I've got to be honest with you, he said to me, do you want to know something, Dad? I said, what? He said, because I've been strict with my children. They don't drink, my son's 22, he's never had alcohol, he doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, he doesn't take drugs, doesn't do anything. He said to me, you align perfectly with Islam. He said, because everything you taught us is what I've read. And that's my son, he's 22. He said that to me yesterday. I'm reading the Quran. And I took the Quran off a man who was over there, took it back. He said, I want one. So I got it because I won't stop him. I won't say no. So he has the Bible, the Quran as well. And he's reading the Quran every night he reads it, yeah? And I'm happy for him. I'm not the sort of guy who goes, no. Because if he decides tomorrow Islam's his way, I've got to respect that. He's my son. And I love my son more than anything on this planet. If I was to go to Islam, then I would read it and I would follow it. Exactly. So I give you my word, I will go and read it. Okay? I bring my birds here. I rescue birds of prey. This is what I do. I've got 34. I rescue them and I keep them and I look after them. I don't sell them. I rehabilitate them when they've been badly treated. 2 weeks time I'm bringing an eagle down here. Loads of Arabic people come and see me because obviously in their country I've got an eagle. Well, I don't sell them, but they love in their country they fly. They obviously in Dubai, places like that, they do it. Yeah, this is what we do. I fly them. So look, yeah. So my son said that to me yesterday. So maybe it's a bit of a conflict in myself because you know when you see something you think oh, it's right, but it goes against what I stand for. Then you've got to find it by yourself. We have a problem in the UK here, massively. Like I was saying to you, the other day I was so angry I went to my TV, I shouldn't be like that. when the priest came out, which is a gay priest, he suddenly comes out, and I'm growling at that because I know people are going to disagree, but you're in the house of God. That's not what God said. That's not what God's rule is. Right? Look, when you just broke that rule, then she came out and she said, if Jesus was here today, and God forgive me for saying this, he would be a proud trans man. I was so angry, I wanted to say, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? How can you stand in the house of God? How could you say that? Yeah, but all churches are the same now. A lot. Yeah. Yeah, Russian.
Or Russian. Yeah. ML5 following you.
Yeah.
No, they don't like Russian. But try to find someone Romanian Orthodox. Ethiopian Orthodox.
I haven't been to a church in ages.
Quite a lot of Orthodox.
Do you know why? Because I'm angry with them. I'm angry with them. I see it every day. They're coming out and saying, yeah, because I don't believe that you should do that. I can't help that, can I? Jesus is Jesus. Why would you do that?
But then, your fault is your...
I know. I have to control that.
Enemy to yourself, you know what they want to say. You know, by the way,
don't even go there. My son said that. Listen, you've got to understand, if I came to Islam and followed your way, I would follow it 110%. And I would die for what I believe in. Do you understand? And no, but what I'm saying is, when someone, why would you get a Quran and destroy it? Why would you? Can you understand what I'm saying?
All that you have once you leave earth, once you go, you have no chance to come back.
I know, there's no going back. It's one way.
What your son is said, what I noticed from our conversation, and we know further this couple of minutes, what you have between you is real things. You are Muslim with the Marat set, doctrines and that's why you're confused about it. Again, when you see Muslims doing wrong, show them, I'm the first one to
Right.
it's not true.
Right.
It's not true. It's not from God. And first person to bother to say, to bother to attack, to bother to fight against. They're all, what they have to do is fight for justice. Just people that they have a concept of that's what let it go. Don't fight them. Don't bad Muslims. Don't let bad Muslims be a barrier to find the truth.
I think I've just disappointed.
It's just corrupt more every day.
But it doesn't mean you're going to be disappointed. It doesn't mean you're going to be disappointed
But it can't be what I mean when they say things.
You know what will happen?
And it makes me angry. I want to go in
You
and
know what
say,
will happen in Islamic society?
and you should. You should. Listen, if someone says something against marriage, they should be told. Correct? Say something against Jesus or Mother Mary, should be told. But our Christianity has gone weak. We're now like, no, we can't say that. We've just got to be nice. It's like, why?
Don't insult them because they insult Allah. So don't insult others. If they insult, don't reply with an insult. Because now I'm motivated to come insult them. And you know there are some people who work out and think they've done whatever they want to do or they're doing. Actually, why them to what I have? Because it doesn't make sense to me and I'll tell you why. Well, look at even those ones we know they are completely on a false one. They have nothing to do with any interaction. We do not recognize the names of the have a big Quranic statement. Maybe they want to confirm those things. Look what they are doing. They actually have compassion.
I get more angry. I get more angry because right, and I'm 55 and I still get angry. You know, with these people, because it's just, I don't know, it's just disrespect. 100%. And they can see it. I'm sure they know what they're doing is disrespectful, but this is the way we're going. I'm gonna do it. I'll read it to my son now. I'll read it together.
The only scripture in the New Testament is so easy to watch. That's human. Start with 59. All the rest of the scriptures are New Testament start with gospel message. The best teachers are in Matthew, that's problematic because within a Matthew there is a tax collector Matthew. You know that the temple by the end of the second century the names of the workers and so on. But even if you take it authentically from the Matthew, then we have let's say Old Testament. We have first book of Moses. And then we have the first book of Genesis, the second book of Genesis.
My son was showing me the other day all the different Bibles, all the different versions, all the different interpretations. Like, this was not suitable for this generation, so we do another one. And it's like, guys, where are you going? There should be one and one only.
But even if you would use Moses, on the last book, last couple of things, especially Moses died in there, someone else writes about it. Next. But to shorten the story, even if it would be from Moses, it's not from Moses. It's from Moses.
Next coming
That's
Shiraz.
like a hadith to us. We have something that is from Moses. There's a inspired but it's not for Moses. So the only book that tells what it's to say what is going on. That's the first one. Second one, Quran itself makes certain claims how falsified. Find the contradiction. Find inconsistency inside the source of God. You wouldn't find any contradiction in this. Pretty much I'm paraphrasing. He said, if this would not be for me, you would find inconsistency. Third point. I believe between me playing the biggest role for me to start learning Islam. There is no slander. They do not communicate with their God. They do not have intercourse with their general wives and single generals like what they call sending to down the front and whatnot. They do not do anything. They do not do such a gross thing that we know without ourselves. I know within your fitra, my fitra, not to the I know that wrong. Why you're telling me not to send your prophet to be like that, the work of humanity, is so important. Important that you don't surrender upon it. So you're going to hear shortened story of the true story of a person who was sent to die.
Take me one thing.
Doesn't order you or doesn't tell you things that Prophet said, but you know within yourself coming from God. Not for me.
Well, I'm going to read the Quran now, okay? And then I'll come back to you on the next Saturday when we're down here. And I'll tell you what I've learned. Yeah, I've got a massive following now on TikTok. I have 16,000 people. And because I do music, so on my record I've got 5 million. So if I find something, I'll share it on there too, with everybody else. And I'm not the sort of person to look at something and say no. If I think it's better for you and my family, it will be done. Yes. But that's important to me for my children. they got to go on actively. So, you know what I mean? So, but Anton's reading it already, so we're Anton's reading it. But like I said, all the conversations they were had, and now you can one too good. Bring your son over. I was just saying, my son, has reading the Quran, he's 22, and I think he's going to probably end up going. But I let him, you understand what I mean? I won't fight him about it, but maybe I'll read it with him now. So I'll go away and read that. We will say,
You agree with them.
I agree with everything that, the Sharia law, I agree with all of that because it makes sense. Because the path that we're going down now, with kids killing kids, drugs, all these things, can't continue. It can't continue, can it?
I'll give you a reason for marriage.
But you've got to understand, sometimes I get fiery as well, yeah? Because I'm disappointed in my church as well. You understand? And so maybe I've lost my way a little bit. But I've lost my way because when my father was around, he was really strict. Yeah, he used to go to church a lot, yeah? And now I see people in church saying that Jesus, if he was stood in the box, would be a trans man. Why would you say that? You couldn't be more disrespectful if you tried. And these people are filling our churches. Well, I haven't been for ages because I can't sit. If we sat in a house together of God and you said those things, I can't sit by you anymore. And no, but do you understand what I'm saying? If you were a Christian, because now you don't stand for what I do. So I can't walk into a church. Churches are filling with these people. And the way I look at them, they're evil. That's how I look at them. You're all demonic. If you can stand there and say that in the house of God about Jesus, you have no place in my church. And you have no place in my family. This is not what we stand for. I don't like it. There's plenty of gay people, but it's just not what I do. It's fact. I'm going to read it with my son. I'm going to sit and read it, and I give you my word I will, and I will come back down here and perhaps bring my son. I'm here all the time on a bird to pray, yeah? So, and the other thing is, what I'll do with you, if you're going to be here, I don't think it's next Saturday, it's Saturday after, yeah? I'm bringing my equals with me. Okay, but if you are here giving out Qurans, yeah? Perhaps sometime, I'll do this with you with hands on. We'll put a store near you with the bird, and we'll put the Qurans on there, and I'll give them out. Think about it. So, because I have a lot of people come to my store, so if you want to give, we can do that, maybe. But I'll go away and I'll read it. All right? And I'll. Look at it.
Come and enjoy community. Then you're going to see that they are triggered by themselves.
I get it. Yeah.
This is why then later on we
Sorry. Well, I apologise too. I'm a bigger person than that. My friend, you've got a good dad, man. Good man. You just got to calm down a little bit. We all do. Thank you, my friend.